Do you have problems? Well, we all have problems. To make you feel included, we've made numbers, a way of showing problems and sorting the answers. Set your own limits, choose the type of maths problems, and then play on a big screen. Numbers is completely free to download and is part of the Lesson More with Fusion series from Impact Gamers. Head to the website impactgamers.net/lesson to resource yourself with apps and games for classes and youth groups.
Lesson More with Fusion.
Continue watching and we'll show you how to use numbers, and after that we'll show you how you can make your own number problems in the free version of ClickTeam Fusion.
And today we are continuing with our Lesson More with Fusion series. This is the Welcome to Numbers game, and it is a maths game that you can play with your class. So let us show you how it works, and I hope you have fun with it. So you'll notice on the screen there is a minimum and a maximum value on this. So this will be the first number in your maths question, in your equation. So if you set a minimum and a maximum, so it goes up and down, make it a bit higher, and then these are what kind of sums you want to be doing. So I want to have times, plus and minus, and depending on what you're working on, so you can adjust it to your times tables or what particular sums you're doing in class. I'll set that one a bit higher, and then once you're ready, and you'll see some examples down here as well, but when you're ready to start, you just press the start button. Now there is no timer, and every answer is labelled A, B, C and D, so you can do this with your class. Maybe you can vote on answers, or you can just call people out to do them. You can even have them play in groups or by themselves. So all you do is you click on one of the answers. If it is correct, it will tell you it's correct. You'll see that it's green and you will hear like a positive ding, and then when you're ready you'll just click this button and it will give you another one. Now if we click the wrong answer, it will go red, you will hear a sound, but it will not go to the next one. It will give you multiple attempts until you get the correct answer. And that's it. I hope this is going to be helpful, and then you can press the back button and that just takes you back to this page to adjust your minimum and maximums and the different sums. Really useful if you're doing certain times tables, so you can set your values to them. And yeah, I hope this is going to be helpful, and as always I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
This next section is how to use ClickTeam Fusion.
Hey there everyone, it's TJ from Impact Gamers, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a little maths game. I'll quickly demo it and then we're going to go straight into it and create it. So as you can see, it'll start off, it'll give you a little maths sum here. Click the right answer, it'll go green and it will reset. Now if you get it wrong, it will go red, but it will allow you to get the right answer. And that's it. So let's create it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make a new application, and all we're going to do to start off with in our application is we want some string objects, not time, we want string. So we're going to put that in here, and we're quickly just going to pick its size and adjust the box a little bit like so, and we're going to clone this one. So we've got 2. Now this is going to be our times sign, and this is going to be our equals sign. So we'll call that one equals. And this one is just going to become our times sign, like so. Now what we need to do is I can just shrink the text box down a little bit just to make it easier for managing other assets around. And now what we're going to need is some counters. And we're going to go to all objects to find that, like so. So we're going to have this counter here. Now these are going to become questions. So what we're going to do is we're going to call this one question number 1. So then we're going to clone it, and you've guessed it, this will become question number 2. There we go. Now you can change the colour of these if you want to, and you can change how it's all set out and everything like that in yours. But now what we need to do is we need to start displaying where the answers are going to pop up, including the wrong and right answers. So what we need to do is, first of all, I'm going to start with the area in which they're going to be on. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And we're just going to make some active objects, and we don't need to be super big or anything like that. And I'm just going to have it where they're going to have 3 different frames. So it's going to have a grey frame, a green frame, and a red frame. I'm going to go into direction options, turn speed off, make sure there's no loop on. And that's it. And then we are just going to rename this one to answer area 1. Now, in terms of spacing out and stuff like that, we'll make sure we've got enough room. We can adjust these though. And as you've guessed it, like before, we're going to clone these objects for speed and set them out, and they will automatically have now numbers on them. There we go. Again, you guys can make this look a lot better than I'm doing. There we go. Now what we need to do is insert some more counters. And now with these counters though, we are going to change a few different aspects of the counters first. We're actually going to change these to text, and then we're going to set the initial value to -1, and I will show you why. We're going to do it in a second, and then I'm going to increase the size like so, and that places on there. And then we're going to rename it. So this is going to be answer number 1, and we are going to clone this object again and make sure these are overlapping the areas like so. Now there is one thing I haven't done which we need to do, and it would have been smart for me to have done this beforehand, but these all need to be in the same qualifier. So in order to do this quickly, just to save a bit of time, I'm going to drag them all here, and I'm going to highlight over all of the numbers. It's not quite getting that one. There we go. Qualifiers. Now these are going to be put into data. So if I can find the data, we'll put them in, press OK. And these boxes are all going to be put inside area. And there we go. And now I'm going to drag these, if I can grab them all. There we go. They're a bit all over the place in terms of neatness. Again, do not copy me for your neatness, but there we go. So in terms of presentation now, we're all set up. Everything's in qualifiers, and we've got everything we need right here. So the first thing we're going to do in the event editor is have a new condition where at the start of the frame we need to generate these 2 numbers. So these will be random every time. Now in order to do this, we're just going to set the counter random range anywhere between 1 and 12 like so, and this needs the exact same piece of code on it like so. So these will randomly generate at the start of each frame. Now what we need to do in terms of picking the answers and such, we're going to actually use the database, and we're going to go and we're going to compare it and say if it equals -1. Now these all start at -1, but we only want one of them to have the right answer. So after doing this part, we're inserting another condition, and this is going to pick one of these at random. So pick or count, pick one at random, and this will then be given the correct answer. Now the way we do that is by setting the counter, and we get the current value times it by the current value of the second answer. So one of them will be made correct here. Now with the other ones, we just want to again compare equals to -1. But this time, it's going to be a different answer, what's going to be put on here. So we're going to say, instead of it equaling that value, we're going to set the counter, and it is going to start the same. It is going to get both of these values, but then we're going to have a plus on the end. Oh, sorry. There we go. We're going to plus onto it a random range of anywhere between -10 and 10. And there we go. So one of them will guaranteed be picked with the correct answer. You may get one appear with the correct, but we know one is guaranteed going to be. Now what we need to do is we're going to have to add a restart. So upon event reset, it will restart the current frame, and this isn't going to be triggered yet, but we are going to now decide when that is triggered. So now we're going to use the areas, and we're going to say if the user clicks, and we're actually going to say if the user clicks on an object, and we're going to now use the areas like so. If the user clicks on any of the blocks, any of the areas, and again we're going to insert and check that the areas are overlapping any of the numbers from the data, and then we're going to insert again, because now we need to check if it's the correct answer. So we're actually going to say if the value, and we need to compare it, it's equals to the current of answer 1 times the current value of answer 2. Now that means it will be the correct answer. If it's the correct answer, we need to launch this event. So after 3 seconds, not 31 seconds, after 3 seconds we want to initiate reset. So now we have a way of winning, and it will restart for us. Now for the last condition, we need all of this. So one way to actually do that is just grab this number, drag it here, but delete this, because otherwise it means it will reset even if you get it wrong. And then come down to this last one, and we're going to right click and edit and say if the answer is different to the correct answer. It's not going to reset because we are going to give people a chance, but to indicate it's the wrong answer, we're now going to start using the frames that we added earlier. So if it's correct, we go to animation, change animation frame to animation frame 1, because that's our correct one. And for this one, it's going to be change animation frame to animation frame 2, because that will be the red one. Now we've made all the code for it now, and we've got the qualifiers, we've got all our numbers here. So now we just need to test it. So it will start, this could be moved over a little bit, and we're going to click and it will go green and it will reset after 3 seconds. Now what we're going to do is click the wrong one and it goes red, and it hasn't reset. This is good. So then all we're going to do is find the right answer, and it will reset again. And that is it. So there you go, a little quick maths game. I hope this has been helpful, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.